Good afternoon, guys. It's working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar. This is the 4-hour chart on Bitfinex, guys. And last time we spoke, I told you that obviously Bitcoin's operating this ascending channel here. I told you the key zone to watch out for is the 6750. I told you that was going to act as strong resistance, as that is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we saw back here. So clearly that was going to act as strong resistance. Sure enough, it has. Clearly, the last time we spoke, price had broken above it just briefly by a wick, was quickly strongly rejected, came back down, back up again, tested numerous times before it's been strongly rejected again. We need to see price clear above this 6750 if this is going to have any legs at all. Until then, guys, I'd be very, very cautious. Watching this very, very cautiously. If we can break above this decisively, then we're going to be watching this zone here between 7,000 and 7,100. In my opinion, a lot of sell orders are sitting up here. It's a very strong zone. Short orders remain stacked, guys, even though they have pulled back just slightly here in the last few days. They still do remain stacked to the upside at a great rate. We can look back here, guys. The reason they're able to hold these shorts for so long is right in this zone here, right around August 4th, August 5th, somewhere thereabouts is where a lot of the short positions were entered. If we come back here and we look at price, guys, right around here, August 5th, August 4th, these are where these shorts were entered right here. So in order to liquidate those shorts, their stop losses are more than likely sitting somewhere around 7,200, 7,250, somewhere thereabouts, guys. So they're able to hold these short. A lot of them are able to hold these short positions, and others are just having their stop losses much higher, thinking that market makers are just going stop hunting right now, and they have every intention of bringing the price down, which is very, very possible. As I've continued to tell you guys, I do believe institutional money wants to get in at a much lower price before before institutional money enters the market. A lot of the market makers want to get in at a much lower price than it is right now, so I do believe they'll try to drive the price much lower. Whether or not they succeed is going to be very interesting to see. So to the downside, we're still watching the 6540 zone, guys, see if that can hold. If that does break down, it'll be a quick drop to 6280 in my opinion, and if that 6280 does break down, more than likely this 6100 will break, and it'll be a quick drop to at least 6,000, possibly 5900 to 5850, testing this prior low right here. Again, to the upside, if 6750 is if they can break above that, then of course this zone here is going to be key to get above 7100. If price does break above 7100, I do think there's a good chance for at least a short-term major bull run. A short-term bull run, I should say, not major, but possibly a more sustainable long-term one, but at least a short-term one if the price can break above 7100 decisively. So watching this zone, guys, I do think that we're possibly, I'm not convinced yet, possibly entering kind of a wedge pattern. If we look and we draw a line right at the wicks here, we could see a little bit of continuation of lower highs, higher lows, so forming what seems to be kind of a wedge pattern here as we're approaching the apex here, guys. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, we might see a much larger move up or down. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. If you are looking at a quick scalp trade, if price does break down, you may want to put a small buy order right in here at this 6540 support, because if price does break down, this ascending support line here should act to reinforce that support, and we could expect possibly a small scalp trade where price comes down, breaks off that zone, and we get at least a decent bounce. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to be the bounce that we're all hoping for, but it could be a very quick scalp trade to make a couple $100 possibly. If this does break below here, I'd keep my stops rather tight, possibly putting my stop loss just below this ascending support line here, depending on where it is at that exact moment. Put it below this ascending support here. Knowing if that does break down, it'll be a quick drop to 6280, somewhere thereabouts, guys. If we look at our, again, as I said, shorts remain stacked, so it's going to be very interesting if the market makers do play a short squeeze, drive price up, or if they allow price to drop, which I know they want, and allow people to make their money, allow retail to make money. Well, it'd be very interesting to see how that ends up playing out. If we look at the 4-hour chart, guys, look at our moving averages, we can see prices drop below the 8-day EMA, still above the 21-day EMA is acting as support. If this 21-day EMA holds, that's going to be a very bullish indication. If it breaks, that's going to be more of a bearish indication, possibly indicating a momentum shift. If we pull out here to the daily, we can see prices right up at the top of the outer Bollinger Band, guys, which is acting as strong resistance. Also, prices above the 21-day EMA. For now, we can see it wicked below it, but the 8-day EMA and 21-day EMA acted as support. Again, if price can maintain above the 21-day EMA on the daily, that's going to be a very bullish sign. We'll have to wait and see how that ends up playing out, guys, but for now, it's looking okay. Again, let's wait and see how this ends up playing out. One of the things that we have to keep in mind is the big picture, keeping in mind that pulling out of the 4-hour, this head and shoulders pattern is looking like a real possibility. We can see that it is starting to play over, guys, possibly topple over to the downside. Now, I'm not saying it's going to. I'm not even saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's a real possibility and something that you should absolutely keep in mind. If this head and shoulders pattern does end up playing out, guys, there is potential for much lower lows. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying there's the potential is there, and if we do end up trending down, guys, keep in mind that this thing could fall very quickly and very rapidly. So always keep in mind this big picture pattern. This is a very bearish looking pattern right now. Now, if price does break above this prior high here of 6,900, and certainly if it can get above this resistance area here, as I told you about, right above 61, or excuse me, between 7,000 7,100, somewhere thereabouts, guys, that's going to invalidate this entire pattern and be a very bullish indication of a short-term bull run, as I was saying. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there, guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, I certainly would appreciate an upvote or a re-steam or a like. Oh, I forgot to point out, guys, we are still on the RSI, on the 4-hour RSI. We are still operating within this ascending channel. As long as this ascending channel holds, that's a bullish indication. As soon as this ascending channel breaks, guys, that's going to, watch out below. We could see a quick correction. And again, if you're wanting to possibly play a quick scalp trade, as long as the RSI coincides nicely, if we do get a pullback, the RSI comes below this ascending support, and that coincides nicely with this ascending support, guys, that's going to be a very good potential for a very quick scalp trade of maybe $100-200 at least. So just something to keep in mind, guys. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it there, guys. Until next time, please trade safe, take care of yourselves. This is Working, signing out.